Welcome to Mohammed's Boom Boom Room, where all of my guests either agree with me completely or they go boom. I am your host, the Prophet Mohammed, peace be upon me. And with me now is a Sith Lord from a galaxy far, far away. He is Darth Vader. So nice to have you, Mr. Vader.
It's Lord Vader.
I don't want to call you Lord. How about Master?
You may dispense with the pleasantries, Mohammed. I am here to put you back on schedule.
Peace be upon me. But okay, Master Vader.
Be careful not to choke on your own imaginations, Mohammed.
Careful about what, Master Vader? All I said was...
You are as childish as you are stupid.
Are you sure you're not the angel Gabriel under there? You choked me just like him.
Perhaps this angel of yours is also a Dark Lord of the Sith.
You know, you're fortunate I don't pull out my own special sword. It was originally owned by Goliath until King David took it. My favorite thing about my sword is it has a picture of King David chopping Goliath's head off. I like pictures because, as everyone knows, I cannot read. But pictures of people's heads getting chopped off are my favorite. Some people believe my special sword is the same one Isa will use when he returns to kill all the pigs and the Antichrist. It's called the Sword of the Prophets.
Counterfeit religion and ancient weapons are no match for a good lightsaber at your side, Mohammed.
Really? Well, my religion is now the ultimate power in the universe. Allah commands I use it.
Don't be too proud of this suicide vest you've constructed. The ability to blow up a boom boom room is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Well, the power of the Force is insignificant next to the power of prophecy.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Mohammed. Your sad devotion to that counterfeit religion has not helped you conjure up one predictive prophecy, or given you the clairvoyance enough to find yourself buried in the pages of the Hebrew scriptures.
Peace be upon me. I am a prophet. You want proof? I have a giant mole on my back. Look!
Did you just say Luke?
No. Why?
Luke is my son.
Was he adopted?
Yes, but I am his father.
I once had a son.
Was he adopted?
Yes, and then I unadopted him.
I would be honored if you would explain.
Okay, I once had an Arab slave named Zaid. Khadija gave him to me as a wedding gift. One of my many slaves I was given over the years. But, unlike all my female sex slaves and all my black African slaves, I became emotionally attached to Zaid. Eventually, I adopted him as my son. From then on, he was known as Zaid, son of Muhammad, and was regarded socially and legally as my son.
Even though I am more machine now than man, twisted and evil, this story is rather touching. It reminds me of how Uncle Owen Lars adopted my son, Luke.
Tell me, whatever happened to them?
I ordered my stormtroopers to burn Uncle Owen alive.
Ironic! I also ordered my own uncle, Abu Lahab, to be burned forever. As Surah 111 says, he will burn in a fire of blazing flame, and his wife as well, the carrier of firewood. Around her neck is a rope of twisted fiber. May the hands of Abu Lahab be ruined, and ruined is he.
Ironic. I also ruined the hand of my son Luke during our duel on Cloud City.
You, sir, are as cold as ice.
But please tell me more about your adopted son, Zaid.
You mean unadopted?
How did that happen?
Well, I once went to visit my adopted son, Zaid. He wasn't home, but his wife, Zainab, was. Then the wind blew, and I saw her partially uncovered while she was in her chambers.
Once Admiral Piet saw me partially uncovered while I was in my chamber. He was repulsed.
When I saw my adopted son's wife in her chambers, I was aroused.
But my spies informed me that Zainab was not only your daughter-in-law, but also your cousin.
Yes, and my cousin, Zainab, excited my admiration, if you know what I mean. When I walked away after seeing her practically naked, I blurted out, "Glory be to Allah the Almighty! Glory be to Allah who causes hearts to turn!"
Since you knew she was a married woman, why did you have to say this out loud?
Clearly, Allah was working through Momo's mojo in order to teach Muslims a valuable lesson.
What lesson?
That it's okay to marry the wives of your adopted sons.
You married her?
Yes. When Zayd found out that I'd been lusting after his wife, who was also my daughter-in-law and cousin, he divorced her so that I could have her. Then Allah said in the Quran that he needed me to marry her so that other Muslims would understand that they also too can marry the wives of their adopted sons.
I thought you said you unadopted him.
I did, but that was after people kept making fun of me for marrying my adopted son's wife, who was also my daughter-in-law and cousin. Allah didn't want people making fun of me, so he abolished adoption in Islam.
If there was no more adoption in Islam, why did Allah need you to marry Zainab in order to convince Muslims that it's okay to marry the wives of their adopted sons? There weren't going to be any more adopted sons.
Well, as my child bride Aisha used to say, Allah hastens to satisfy my desires. So he had me divorce my adopted son and marry his ex-wife, and Allah knows best.
I find your lack of morality disturbing.
What would you know? You only have to obey Emperor Palpatine. I have to obey Allah. Not that they're really that much different. Besides, you told me you cut off your own son's hand. I only cut off the hands of my enemies.
Yes, but these decisions now fill me with regret. After our last battle, I reconciled with my son Luke. I was even able to look upon him one last time with my own eyes. I admitted that he was right, and I confessed that I was wrong.
But you did what now?
You should do the same, Mohammed.
Admit that I've done something wrong?
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Never. I'll never admit that I'm wrong about anything.
I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your pride.
It's too late for me, Vader. No one tells me I'm wrong and lives!
You have underestimated the power of the Force.
Well, you have underestimated the power of Allahu Akbar!
Now your failure is complete.
Well, if I'm such a failure, then why did I remember to bring my backup detonator? Allahu Akbar! Who would you like to see next in the Boom Boom Room? Submit your comment below while I submit to Allah above.